Welcome back to From the Flightline. I'm Joel Gilly. I have another very special guest with me today. Go ahead and tell us what your name is.
How you doing? I'm Staff Sergeant Caleb Miranda.
Caleb, is that cool if I call you Caleb?
Yeah, it's no problem.
All right. Caleb, what do you do at Seymour Johnson?
So I'm actually a firefighter. I'm a crew chief on the truck. So
Okay.
my main position and job title is to protect and overlook any type of emergency. I can take command of an emergency and then mitigate it and try to stop the emergency from happening. If that makes sense.
I like what you said about taking command. Because a lot of people think that firefighters just fight fire.
Mm-hmm.
But there is actually a lot of training that goes into it, not just for fighting fire, but command.
Yes.
And leading a team, right? I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
guys train on that a lot too, I assume, right?
Oh, yes. So you'll go through these certain types of classes and certifications that you'll have to get coming through out of your basic training and then your technical schools where you go to get your basic firefighting skills. And then once you get to your actual base and you start to move up in the ranks and positions, you'll go for what's called your ones, and it's actually your certifications to become command, and you'll learn how to take control, how to mitigate emergencies, how to look over other people while they're taking care of emergencies, and kind of making sure all the tasks get done when you need be.
Yeah. It's in county government, we have emergency management, and it's the same kind of thing. You really have an organizational structure in emergency management on this person's supposed to be doing this, and they report up the chain, and there's a whole lot behind the scenes for command that people don't understand. They think it just, as long as it works right, no one ever knows about it.
Yeah, as long as it gets the job done and nobody gets hurt.
Exactly.
It goes good.
Exactly. So how long have you been in the Air Force?
I've actually about to hit my 7-year mark this August.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit.
Yeah. And how long at Seymour Johnson?
I recently got to Seymour Johnson back in February of 2021, so a little over a year.
Where have you been before that?
Before this, I was stationed at Laughlin Air Force Base in Del Rio, Texas, and then before that in Anderson Air Force Base in Guam.
Yeah, cool. What was your favorite?
Definitely Guam.
Yeah, I was about to say Guam's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's the sights, the water's beautiful. It's a very nice location for traveling. It's pretty pristine.
Yeah, that's cool. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. So you're a little bit closer now.
Yeah, this is the closest I've been to home since August of 2015.
Yeah.
So it's been a
Did you
while.
get to make it back?
Yeah, I've been back a few times, mostly for family.
Yeah. So I've got to ask for firefighter. I was talking to you a little bit before we started. I think you're the first firefighter. So what is your training like? Where do you guys do your training at for firefighting?
So we do our technical training at what is the base called? Sorry about that.
No,
Goodfellow Air Force Base.
Okay.
It's in San Angelo, Texas.
Okay.
And for that, it's it's a 2.5 month long process where we go through the basics, the cores, and then we get our EMR training, so we get more medical training on top of that, some hazmat awareness, things like that.
Yeah, cool. What is and I know that in your line of work there is no typical day, but what is, if you had a typical day, like for you going into the office, into the station?
As far as like our schedule?
Yeah.
So report time is 0734 roll call, so we'll get there, we'll make sure all our gear's in line, our gear is able to be used correctly.
Yeah.
We'll get in line, we'll get dispatched out to what trucks that we're going to be accompanying for the day or for the 2 days. We have until 11:30 is just going to be work, training, checking out your vehicles, making sure all their operating systems and the equipment on them are in the places they need to be and that they work correctly. From 11:30 to 1 usually runs around our lunch time, and then from 1 till 3:30 is just more training, knocking out any classes, training a lot of rookies. We have a lot of rookies that just came in from the technical school within the past few months. And then after 3:30, it's our own PT time, so we get to go work out, do what we need to do, and then for the rest of the day, it's pretty much ours to do whatever tasks or training that we need to get done to ourselves.
And this is all while running calls that come in.
Yes, this is all while anything
I
can
want to
happen
be
at
clear
any
that
time.
that's just the if there's nothing else
if there's
going
nothing
on.
going on, that's the schedule, but
Yeah.
actively we get a good amount of calls. I would say at least 3 to 4 constantly during lunch.
Yeah,
alone.
exactly.
So
it's always going to be during lunch, right?
Yeah, it's always as soon as you sit down, you'll turn on the oven, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, go here, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
turn the oven off and run off.
Yep. Now, I have to ask because I know that, a lot of our local fire departments are like this. How is it on the base? Are you guys one of those families that eats together and stuff like that? How is it on base?
So yeah, we're definitely family oriented when it comes to the firehouse because we have set amount, they're called pods when you work the schedule that we're working. So we have 7 different pods, and you'll work with at least 5 of those 7 pods with whatever pod that you're on. and we try to make sure that we include everybody. We do shift dinners, we'll do
Yeah.
barbecues and stuff. I know we're coming up on an event where we plan doing just for all of us to get off while we're off base on 3 separate days, just so we can make sure that we hit every pod and every pod has a way to feel included.
Yeah, I think those firehouse dinners are pretty cool. I was never a firefighter, of course, but I think that's kind of a neat aspect of being a firefighter.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a brotherhood, I guess.
A lot of times there'll be that certain person that will grab recipes from everybody, and then we'll make a yearly firehouse cookbook.
Oh,
for
really?
everyone. Yeah, with everybody's personal home recipes, and we'll
That's
get
super
together
cool.
and then dish those out. It's pretty nice.
That's really neat. And so I have to ask, I've always seen the big fire truck, that's in the parade, right? That's more the aircraft fire truck.
Mhm.
But you guys have regular fire trucks as well, right? You're
Yeah.
trained on, because you guys have to handle aircraft stuff, but then also just or I shouldn't say civilian, but base housing.
Structural firefighting.
Structural, there
yeah.
you go.
So we have a multitude of trucks. We have trucks that are planned just for medical, some that are planned just for hazmat emergencies, hazardous material emergencies, rescue vehicles, and then we have vehicles set just for the airfield, and then we have a set of, I want to say, 3 or 4 structural trucks that will be used just for the base or mutual aids in case they do need us off base.
Yeah.
If the local Goldsboro fire needs us, we have a mutual aid contracts that'll allow us to come off base and assist when needed.
Yeah, that's really cool. What brought you into firefighting when you joined the Air Force? Is that something that...
I was actually I was looking to join the Marine Corps originally because both of my older brothers were Marines, and I wanted to be a firefighter in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But I was talked out of it and explained the more certifications that I could get coming through the Air Force instead. So that ended up being my final option probably a month before I joined. So
Yeah.
it was a very last minute switch, but definitely the certifications and the travel opportunities.
Yeah. Is there sibling rivalry now? Because
Yeah, it's a constant going thing.
I'm
My
sure.
mother was also in the Army, so it's a constant feud when I
Yeah,
go home.
you
But
got all
it's
three,
a healthy, it's a healthy fight.
yeah, exactly. It's a good fight to have.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up certifications because it's one of the things we hear so much in doing this segment is that there's so many learning opportunities for people who are in. And, I think that's one thing that people don't necessarily understand is you're getting all these certifications. It's all paid for.
Yeah.
And you have those certifications
Yes.
if you ever decide to get out, and they cover it all, right?
Yes. So it's actually a very good bonus about being in the military and Air Force specifically. The certifications we have are nationally DoD recognized. So when we go to, or say you want to get out and you want to work at a military base, or you wish to be a local firehouse that's nothing to do with military, our certs transfer over very well.
Yeah.
And you can get a very good amount. The longer you
Absolutely.
stay in, of course, the more opportunities you have, but they flood in. If you're looking for them, you can get them.
Yeah. So you've been in 7 years now. What's the plan for the future?
It's still it's a up in the air thing right now.
Yeah.
I recently just had my second kid, so
Congrats.
it's thank you. But so it's definitely still up in the air. Maybe looking for it's called a special duty. It's when you branch out and get to do things like recruiter or
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm looking into some of those extra special duties if possible, but no committed plans right now.
Yeah. We always ask, what do you like to do in your free time? But with 2 kids, I assume probably not a lot of free time.
No, I have a pretty good amount of free time. So what I like to do is I'm very good with computers.
Yeah.
I'm very good with computers, so I build computers. I'll fix people's computers for them.
Nice.
I'll work on operating systems, anything like that. I'm currently also working on my bachelor's degree in computer science, so it's going to kind of go
Awesome.
in line. The goal is one day to create video games.
Really?
That's the plan right now.
Okay, so you're a gamer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Heavily.
What's the game of choice?
What console? It kind
Oh,
depends.
okay.
It
You're
depends.
multi-console.
It
Because
depends.
you said earlier you were playing PlayStation, but you're also a PC gamer, I assume too.
I am heavily,
so.
yes.
All right. Favorite one on each one.
For PlayStation, I'd probably say God of War. I'm
Okay.
pretty excited for the new one to release
Yep.
too. PC, originally I was a very big Counter-Strike fan.
Yeah.
As of late, I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends or Mortal Kombat 11.
No Warzone.
I
Done
did
with
we
Warzone.
played a lot of that, but we fell off it when some of my buddies moved around. So,
Yeah.
there are different bases in the time zones. It doesn't always work out when we get to play together.
Halo.
So.
You on the new Halo?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
a big Halo fan since the original.
Yeah. Okay. I always like to ask the question: if you were talking to somebody who's sitting in high school and they don't know what they want to do, what has been the rewarding thing about joining the Air Force? What would you tell that kid if they're thinking about joining the Air Force?
It really depends on what they're looking for, or at least an idea of where they want to go. for me, it was travel and the certification so I could get the money that I needed to, get what I wanted.
Yeah.
But the travel opportunities are great. The learning opportunities are great. And really, you always have a chance to, if you don't like your job at the time when you first get a job, there's always a chance to train out of it or get a new job if possible.
Yeah.
But the opportunities are endless. The benefits are great. And yeah, probably
Get to see a little bit of the world too.
yeah, like I said, the travel is definitely number one for me at
Yeah.
least.
Cool.
But yeah.
Favorite restaurant in Goldsboro?
Favorite restaurant in Goldsboro. I don't currently live in Goldsboro. I live up in Wilson. But
Okay.
when I do come to Goldsboro, every other Thursday when a few of the pods are off, we go to Brewworks
Yeah.
and we go for a trivia night. And I've enjoyed going there a lot.
Yeah. It's
Definitely
good
recommend.
Food. Great food. They have one in Wilson too, right?
I believe so.
I think
haven't
so.
I haven't been. I've only been to the one here
Yeah.
in Goldsboro for or it might be Brewmasters. I might be mixing it up.
Okay.
But yeah, they do a trivia night every other Thursday. I believe they do it every Thursday, but we're off every other Thursday. So
Okay.
we make sure to get together and go there and spend some time together. Good food, good drinks.
And you talked about your schedule. You guys are 48 on, 72 off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's
So
every
do you
two-
like that schedule?
Yeah, it's actually it's the best schedule I've had so far in
Yeah.
the military in a fire department. Yeah, it's definitely nice. 2 days on, then you get 3 days constantly off.
Yeah.
But every 2 weeks you work 48. So I only have 2 days off.
Okay.
And so, but it's still, I'm getting 3 days off to
Yeah.
every week.
Exactly. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Favorite part of your job?
Excuse me. Favorite part of my job? Training. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people in the firehouse, they love what they do.
Yeah.
And the actual firefighting is probably the best, but
Yeah.
again, in my line of work, you don't really wish for a good day from
Yeah.
our job because it's a bad day for somebody
Yep.
else. But definitely training, seeing people's face light up once they get a new idea or find a new way to do something, and we try it out, and it's actually like, wow, that's way better than what we've been doing.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's a good feeling.
That's cool. Do they let you drive the fire truck?
Yeah, so I just recently moved out of that position. I'm the next step above it, so I'm the command of the emergencies.
You
and
mean
things
there's like
that.
something? I feel like driving would be the job. Like that would be the top.
Personally, it's my favorite.
Yeah,
It's
'cause, like, that's what I want to. I just want to drive the truck.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun thing, and it's also the most comfortable seat on the fire
Oh,
truck
really?
because there's no SCBA pack
Oh, yeah,
behind us. So for our air packs, it's not behind us. So when you're in
Yeah.
the driver's seat, it's just a normal vehicle that you get to drive. But it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely, in my opinion, the best position.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
That's right. You're a commander now. You
Yeah,
don't have
I
to
don't get
drive
the luxury
truck.
of having fun anymore. I've had my time, and it's time for others, I guess you
Yeah,
could say.
yeah, absolutely. Well, is there anything else that I left out you'd like to talk about today?
No, I've got
I think we
nothing.
pretty much learned a little bit about firefighting today, which is really cool. So I appreciate it. Like I said, you're the I think the first firefighter we've had on here. So it's cool to hear about a different job on base because it really people don't understand that it's a city in itself. You know, I mean, there literally are firefighters on base, and there's so many different job opportunities
Yeah.
on base for people who are thinking about a career in the Air Force. So
Yeah, definitely.
we appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for your service, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
All right.